Any other comments from the members of the legislature? Yes, Sergeant.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a small point of clarification. A follow-up on the previous discussion on the master plan. I'm wondering if the YAP or YAP Awareness Project or anybody in this legislature for that matter is aware of the group or task force that the administration has put together on behalf of Yap State to negotiate with EPG on the formulation of this. And I say this in light of the part of this agreement. I think it's on page 3 that says both parties, meaning EPG and Yap State, agree to cooperate in good faith during the formulating, approving and implementing process of the master plan. So if we're here today to talk about the EPG proposal and the investment agreement that's involving that proposal, do we know what group is there for us to maybe take our concern to if negotiation or renegotiation is required, sitting around the table for that round, perhaps final round of negotiation? I don't have this information, and I'm wondering if the Yap Awareness or any members for that matter have any comment on the simply because the agreement stipulates both parties to come together and formulate that plan. So maybe EPG has their parties. Where's our party? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and the chairman is here. We shall take over with my comments in terms of what you just said. I also want to know that group. The information we know is that there is the investment agreement, and in the investment agreement it calls for a master plan to be approved by the state. And that state being the executive branch, but that master plan is not yet submitted, and in our layman understanding, the master plan should tell us the scope of the project and the other aspect of it. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We believe that increased dialogue between this chamber, the legislature, the executive branch, and council, and also EPG, the investors themselves, we believe that increased dialogue between these parties should resolve whatever questions or qualms you might have, but you must speak to each other and talk it out. For the general public to be involved in any of that, or for you to question us about it, we're not the right people to give you the answers. I'm sorry, we are not the right parties to address your concerns with regard to the investment agreement. And that's why we are asking, can you three come together, the state leadership, and dialogue with the investor himself, because I'm sure with any question you might have with the master plan or this project, they could inform you much better than you can. We're becoming very redundant here in this discussion. I'm not sure if there's any satisfactory answer that either this chamber or this group can give. I mean, we are not the people to discuss it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Katina. I think we are being redundant. I think we've got the point so far. Chen, did you have? Did you want to say?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank Katina, but I didn't really want to go into elaboration of that. Which still is the group might be aware of it. But I don't, one of the members of the legislature, I do not know where our Yap group is, but I think that's probably the first step. So we should, if we want any changes that needs to be done to adjustment to this, or maybe request for another service evaluation to make it more favorable to the state, you know, I mean, that's where we should address that, and not necessarily here. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to say my last quiz and then I'll set up for the report of this. Earlier I mentioned about upholding the Constitution of the state of Yap. I intend to do that. And that Constitution spell out certain things to be done by different branches of government. And I think that's what the administration is doing. Council of Pilum has its own responsibilities. Here at the legislature, we have our own responsibilities. Why we get involved in this process from the beginning? I think we were requested to get involved with it. But I think our Constitution, which I was elected to protect, I swore on the Bible to uphold. I think there's been some zigzagging as far as that particular place is concerned. And the process of investment, foreign investment and so forth, we have our regulations in place. It's supposed to take care of itself. As far as the Council of Pilum is concerned, according to our constitutions, they are supposed to deal on matters affecting Yap tradition and custom. I don't read anything in the Constitution that they have to deal with investment from China. And I think they're one of the first to sign the Memorandum of Understanding. I don't have a very thorough knowledge about the Constitution, but what little I know regarding the responsibilities of these different branches of government. So, you know, everybody has their own responsibility, but if we mix things up and make a third way out of all of this, then probably we'll run into some problem. And that, I will have my problem with upholding the Yap State Constitution. Thank you.
Chairman Chen, it's very important. We have our constitutional mandate, and so far we've been trying to stick with that. Yeah, we do have constitutional mandates as alluded to by Chairman Chen, and for all intents and purposes, we know we should stick as close to it as possible. But maybe after all the failed attempts that we've had previously, I don't know if we should kind of ignore that for a while and try to reach out for each other and try to accommodate what is important for all of us. And I know this is maybe outside the scope and mandate of our legal authority as provided under the Constitution, but maybe that's where we are right now, and I'm inclined to kind of ignore it for a while and maybe play the role of somebody, I don't know, and so on and so forth with everyone else. And so, and instead of pointing fingers and trying to blame, to place the blame, we just try to do what is good for our own common good.
Thank you, Chairman. We understand the group already said they're not going to advise us on anything about regarding what's happening in the past and what's on the agreement. They just tell us to get together and work out something that's better for you. So let's move forward instead of dwelling on what's happening yesterday and the day before. And if you have nothing any more to say, let's go home. Thank you.
Our colleague over there, awareness that I sense when you come to this point. You just, anybody, any final comment or final few comments? Please go ahead.
I just wanted to state a concern that I had. Most of the questions that have been addressed to Y.A.P, they haven't been able to answer because, like they said, they're not the right parties to answer the questions. So my suggestion is the whole issue that we've been coming up against is lack of transparency. So why don't we issue an invitation to a public hearing for COP, CCG, Y.A.P, and ETG to sit down and talk about it on air so that all the people of Yap will know what's going on. Anyway.
That's a very good suggestion and very bold at the same time. We can.
I will do my part to issue invitations.
Thank you. That's good. That's another option. Well, we just don't know who will come and who won't, because people have the choice and they can exercise whatever they have, the choice that they want to exercise. But that's a very good suggestion. It's a very healthy one, very sound and very straightforward, transparent. We'll see how much of that we can achieve. But, any comment? Getting close to the last one. Chairman,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't want to make the last remark, but I think the sense that we're getting is that the position of Y.A.P with regard to the urgent need for leadership to come to center, come together, and think about tomorrow instead of continue discussing about yesterday, although some aspect of yesterday has to be discussed also, and coming together with the ETG to discuss this. And I think the letter that has been cited more than once here from the governor to Deng Hong speaks to that, and maybe a follow-up where he said, I hope that our two sides can perhaps come together in the future regarding further investment by ETG and its partners. Thank you.